Yes, so I guess to before we start, we can just hear a couple of music, and we hope you can ask again your friends to join in. And see you soon. Bye.
Running with wolves and I'm on the prowl. Well, you done me and you bet I felt it. I tried to beat you, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my bestest. And nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some. But I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 and love. Listen to the music of the moment, people dance and sing. We're just one big family, and it's our God-forsaken right to be loved. Love, 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 love. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm sure there's no need to complicate. Our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. But do you want to come on? I scooch on over closer, dear, and I will nibble your ear. Soon to boom, 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 boom. I've been spinning way too long, checking my tongue in the mirror and bending over backwards just to try to see it clearer. But my breath fogged up the glass, and so I drew a new face and I laughed. I guess what I'll be saying is there ain't no better reason to rid yourself of vanities and just go with the seasons. It's what we aim to do. Our name is our virtue, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours. Well, open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. I look into your heart and you'll find that the sky is yours. So please don't, please don't, please don't. There's no need to complicate, 'cause our time is short. This is our fate. I'm yours. I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. And it's so sad to think that she don't see what I see. But every time she asks me, do I look okay? I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Yeah. Her lips, I could kiss them all day if she'd let me. Her laugh, she hates but I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know, I never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just stay the same. So don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know I'll say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. The way you are. The way you are. Girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. When I see your face, there's not a
Okay, because the time already has shown it's 1 p.m. in West Indonesian times, we think it would be better if we start it with sharing your expectation regarding today's webinar. So we would like to say welcome to IECOM Series 2022, Episode 1, Behind the Success of Social Entrepreneurships. We would like to hear your expectations on joining our event through the Slide.do platforms. And we kindly remind you all to persuade your other friends that's still not joining with us today to get to join immediately.
Yes, in parallel to asking your friends to join in, we are going to see what are your expectations for the event. So I think we're going to play a little Slido to have a check-in question. And I think the Slido number can be dropped down on the chat. You can find later. And yes, there's the Slido link. You can input the code 643074, or you can just click on the link and we can directly go into finding out your expectations for today. But in hopes of that, let's ask Adam as well here. Adam, how are you feeling today and what are your expectations for today?
I feel so great today, and I really want to get know more insights and knowledge in social entrepreneurship that came from the experts. How about you, Ashila?
True. I think I've heard a lot about entrepreneurship, but I've never particularly heard about social entrepreneurship. So I think that's an important aspect to see here. And I've been seeing a little more of answers here, learning something new. Of course, we're going to learn something new right here. And we hope we can fulfill that expectation. Everything is insights, of course. I think from the speakers we have today, we can guarantee you get a lot of insights, different insights probably, right, Adam?
Sure. Wow, there is someone who would build a business. Well, we hope after we watch this webinar and understands all the value that will get in this true webinar, we will be able to find any inspiration to build the business, especially in social entrepreneurs, right, Ashila?
True. Especially we can see most of the participants here are also students like us, but everyone is being productive. Everyone is wanting to build a business. So I think everyone here is on the same frequency, I guess, a same level, and I'm really excited to like hear more with the speakers as well to learn more because we're here as MC as well. We're going to learn new things as well. So we hope all of us can learn together and like get the best insights.
Sure. Oh, there is new Windor prize, Ashila.
Right. So
Maybe
this is kind of a
that was the
spoiler.
one of the reason, right?
True. We hope that's not the only reason you come. We hope door prize is not the main reason you come here, but of course we're going to have a door prize, especially for. I think the prizes are also like quite generous, right, Adam?
Oh yes, of course. It would be a pleasure for all of the committees to give it to all the audience who want it later.
Yes, of course, door prize. I believe we can't join the door prize, although we should join the door prize. But
Oh,
yes, more answers now. Okay, insight, learn business, be the very best. Okay, so I guess this one is a little bit ambitious, but we hope you can be the best as well here. And then, any more answers? I think that's probably it for the answers today. And I think we're very glad that all of you are participating to today's event, especially for this check-in question as well. And I see a lot of different expectations from anyone. We hope that you truly enjoy and get new insights from today's webinar. So without further ado, I think we can just get right into it. And so while the technician can you help like share the previous screen, the introduction slide, I would like to introduce myself as well. Hello everyone, my name is Ashila. You guys can call me Sheila, and I'm here joined with my partner.
hello, my name is Adam, and you can call me Adam. And we are from Industrial Engineering student of Bandung Institute of Technology. Today, we are so honored to guide you through all this
Recording in
webinar
progress.
as the Master of Ceremony in this afternoon.
Okay, so before introducing today's webinar, we would like to share about IECOM series itself. So Industrial Engineering Competition, or IECOM series, is a pre-event part of IECOM ITB 2022, a multinational industrial engineering event held biannually by Bandung Institute of Technology Industrial Engineering students. So IECOM 2022 grand theme for today is how Southeast Asia implements entrepreneurship in disruptive era. And so this is like a kind of a starter into that main theme of topic, hence why the theme of like behind the success of social entrepreneurship for today.
Right. So as Sheila mentioned before, our webinar today's theme is Behind the Success of a Social Entrepreneurships. We will mainly talk about the insights and experiences from the experts in that fields. Okay, then Sheila, could you please tell us about what we will have for today's webinar?
Right. So it's an impressive lineup, I would say. Like there's a lot of different events. For the rundown, we will first have presentations from our speakers that will introduce us into social entrepreneur, which you don't definitely want to miss. And followed by another talk show session. And last but not least, will have a door prize with amazing prizes are waiting, as mentioned or as spoiler before, right? And I think that sounds very interesting, right, Dam?
Yes, couldn't be more excited, especially about the last ones, the door prizes. Right. Before we jump right into the events, we would like to thank our media partners. And there are Event Center, Altras Radio, Event News, Kompetisi Mahasiswa, Seputar Kampus, Juta Cita, LFM ITB.
Yes, we are also joined by Event Surabaya, Event Banget 8H Radio ITB, Event Apa Aja, Hai Event, Pasundan Radio, and Pro Alma Radio. So now let's get a few messages from our sponsors.
Soalnya kok nganu cuy. Mas Luna.
Radio Telekomunikasi Cipta Universitas Indonesia
107.9 FM.
Your favorite student radio in town.
Follow us at RTC UI FM
And visit our website
at rtc.ui.ac.id.
See you soon. Love you all. Take care and bye-bye.
Right, what an amazing video. So before we start, definitely I would like suggest all of you to also turn on your cameras to join in with us so we won't be so lonely, I believe. And I believe there's also a link on the virtual background on the chat box. So if you want to like have this kind of like virtual background with us, we really recommend you to download it as well. So what's next then?
Okay, before I would like to announce about what next events, we would like to ask you a favor to persuade your others, friends that not still joining with us in the Zoom, right, Ashila? Okay.
Yep.
For the next, before we really getting starts the presentation from among the experts, for the first sessions of today's events, we would like to welcome the Bandung Institute of Technology Industrial Engineering Dean in giving a few words regarding today's IECOM pre-events. Okay. 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 We will have Bu Hasrini to give some remarks for this today opening, and we already have her in the middle of us right now. So maybe we can greet her first before he sends the remarks. So Bu Hasrini, are you with us today?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Adham and Ashila.
Yeah. Hi, Bu. How are you today, Bu?
Fine, thank you. Great. How about you too?
Yes, we are really in the good conditions too. We hope that in this pandemic situation, you have good health conditions and keep maintaining your body's immune. Sorry.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Okay, Bu Hasrini, right now we will let you start to start your remarks to us, and the time and floor is yours.
Thank you, Adam and Ashila. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to present a welcome speech for the event of the Industrial Engineering Competition 2022, an event organized by the MTI ITB Student Association. In my point of view, this event can become one of the crucial parts of a student's growth and development. For all of the students involved, for the participants, the committee, and further for the speakers and also the lecturers, and even me as the head of the undergraduate program. You know, I've been a student for more than 20 years, beginning from the kindergarten, elementary school, until then I finished my doctoral degree. And one thing that I enjoy most about being a student was the opportunity to learn. And when you learn, sometimes you make mistakes. Learning and making mistakes are valuable opportunities. When you are students, your primary activity is learning. And when you learn, you often make mistakes, and it is understandable. What matters then? What do you learn from it? Do you show an effort to improve yourself, to be better? And the effects of making mistakes, the risks are greater when you're not a student. So being a student is an opportunity to learn about a lot of things, make mistakes, learning from them, improve ourselves. Curricular activities are not the only means for students to learn, but also co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities. In fact, a study conducted by Direktorat Kemahasiswaan ITB shows that social skills such as teamwork, leadership, interpersonal skills are obtained mostly from non-academic activities. So this event is one of vehicles to learn new things. A school not only aims to improve a student's academic abilities, but also help you to learn about other important abilities to be success in life. And if we look at the program of Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan, student activities for participating in a relevant competition can be converted into a certain course. In ITB, there is Project Studi Keindependen. And winning is not the main goal, but the process that the students experience during the competition is more important. So lastly, IECOM 2022 is very special because it is one of the events in the series of Industrial Engineering's 50th anniversary. I congratulate the organization committee and all of the participants Good luck until the end of the event. I also wish for a healthy competition during the events. I also hope that there will be a cooperation, brotherhood between industrial engineering students in ASEAN. Thank you all. Salam sehat. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you, Bu Hasrini, for your remarks and time for today's event. We really appreciate it, especially the things about learning from mistakes to improve ourselves. Okay, so for next, what we will have, Ashila?
Okay, so after listening to Bu Hasrini, we would also like to welcome Bandung Institute of Technology Engineering Management Dean, Dr. Madya Andriani, in giving a few words regarding today's IECOM's pre-event. Hello, Bu Ria, are you here with us?
Hello, Sheila and Adam.
Yes, hello, Bu. How are you doing today?
Good.
Good, great. So I hope that you're in a healthy condition as well as your family, of course. And I guess without further ado, I will let you take your spot and say one or two words for today's event. Thank you, Bu.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Sheila and Adam. Yeah, good afternoon, all. On behalf of Engineering Management Study Program, I'd like to thank first for, our speakers, Mr. Gigi and also Ms. Stella. Thank you for your time and participation joining us today in this event. And it's an honor for us today that we can learn from your experiences about what is social entrepreneurship. Yeah. And terima kasih Pak Gigi dan Ibu Stella untuk waktunya siang ini. And for all the attendees here, thank you for joining us today. Ya, terima kasih untuk seluruh student ya, mahasiswa dari seluruh Indonesia mungkin yang sudah meluangkan waktunya pada siang hari ini untuk bergabung bersama kita di sini. Ini adalah satu kesempatan yang sangat mahal menurut saya ya, langka dan sangat mahal. Silakan dimanfaatkan, mudah-mudahan bisa dimanfaatkan dengan baik untuk menggali segala hal lah terkait dengan social entrepreneur dari para pembicara yang sudah punya pengalaman sangat luar biasa ya. And finally, I really appreciate all the committees of this event for the initiative to arrange and organize this event. Ya, sukses, congratulations for you all. Sukses, mudah-mudahan semua acara IECOM 2021-2022 ini bisa berjalan dengan lancar. Enjoy the show and have a good time for you all. Selamat siang dan terima kasih semuanya.
Okay, terima kasih Bu Ria. And I guess a lot of kind words from both Bu Ria and also Bu Hasrini, right? So I guess we're going to see a lot of exciting events today, and we hope that everything runs smoothly. So I guess we're going to the next section right now.
Okay. We also would like to welcome the project leader of IECOM in giving a few words regarding to the IECOM pre-events. To Kakansa, the floor and time is yours.
Okay, first of all, thank you for the MC for the time. So the Honorable Ms. Hasrini Sari as Head of Industrial Engineering ITB, and the Honorable Ibu Madya Andriani as Head of Engineering Management ITB, and Kastela Tambunan and Kagigi Septianto, and to everybody who made time to join us in the exciting event today. It is my greatest honor to welcome you to the very first of IECOM series. It's behind the success of a social entrepreneurship. And so IECOM series are organized and conducted for general audience to gain insight and information about entrepreneurship in general. Each topic for the IECOM series were chosen keeping in mind the emerging issues in the industry and the interest of the youth. And so the topic for today's webinar is the success story of social entrepreneurship, which social entrepreneurship itself directly addresses social issues and strives to make positive impacts in society. As we know, COVID-19 has changed the way we live and work. The impact goes well beyond health. It affects us as a community. And so, social entrepreneur is one of the vital key to drive us through the pandemic through social empowerment. And so, long story short, I hope this webinar will be really insightful and fruitful for everyone present. So thank you, and back to you, MC.
Okay, thank you, Kakansa, for the welcoming speech. Now, maybe some of you are wondering what IECOM really is, and for that, we would like to give you a chance to get to know IECOM more. And to start, let's watch a video of IECOM. Okay, so we're having a little delay here. I see. Okay, there's the video.
Health Ministry reported 534.
We have been living side by side with COVID-19 for more than a year. Tell me, what has changed in your life? I guess, too many, right? COVID-19 has caused a lot of impact. Perhaps start from the simplest one, like how we went to a grocery store or how we grab a dinner after work with our friend. To much more bigger, like how countries struggle to even survive this situation. But this was just an example of how much uncertainty we must face in this world. Facing these challenges was not easy. Countries in Southeast Asia has faced a downgrade in GDP, loss of worker, and other economic effect. But despite all of that, the show must go on. Based on UN's report, it was essential to increase investment on R&D to face this crisis. How could we do that? Entrepreneurship is an act of seeing opportunities and turn it into an innovation, invention, a change. Entrepreneurship has proven to be one sector that went on full speed despite this disruptive era. This might help us rebuild Southeast Asia, recovering their industry ecosystem. IECOM is an international industrial engineering competition designed for undergraduate students that will give you a chance to challenge your knowledge and skill facing real problems. 2022 IECOM aims to be an event that will help young generations be the next leader of Southeast Asia by developing their entrepreneur skill. IECOM will be a catalyst to accelerate young generation for revamping Southeast Asia in disruptive era. Take a chance to solve real problem, expand your knowledge with events, prepare your team, and achieve the data. It's not something we should be afraid of. It's a challenge we must give an answer to. With IECOM 2022, prepare yourself to be the entrepreneur of change. Let's thrive beyond boundaries.
Okay, what a great video from IECOM. So we hope from that video you guys can actually know more about what is IECOM. And as we see, IECOM here is not only a competition, but it also provide impact into the world. So I guess this can relate a lot to today's session. And I think I'm going to invite Kakansa back here to give a brief explanation more on what IECOM is, so our participant can get a little more detailed picture on it. So Kakansa, I welcome you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you again. So, what is IECOM? So, as mentioned in the trailer video before, we shouldn't be afraid of the pandemic. We shouldn't be afraid of the disruptive era. We shouldn't be afraid of change. Instead, we have to make it as a challenge to make new innovation and further improve ourselves. So, as mentioned in the trailer before, COVID-19 has changed everything. This pandemic is a global phenomenon, not only in Indonesia, that disrupts the way we live and the way business operates. And IECOM has come to bring awareness to this issue. But before we talk more about the issue itself, I would like to introduce to you IECOM 2022. Next. Okay, so what is IECOM? So IECOM itself is an acronym for Industrial Engineering Competition. And this year will mark the 10th IECOM held from the first event held back in 2005. Next. So IECOM itself is the biggest project held every 2 years by Himpunan Mahasiswa Teknik Industri ITB. And this year we aim to set foot to further expand our event in all Southeast Asia undergraduate students. All, of course, we're bringing IECOM closer than ever to the comfort of your own houses. And in this time of disruptive era, we need to constantly innovate and brainstorm new ideas in order to sustain our business. That's why IECOM 2022 proudly presents the grand theme for IECOM this year is Entrepreneurship for Revamping Southeast Asia's Business Facing Disruptive Era. Next. Okay, so this year we're coming back with 4 main events, which including a pre-event, which include this IECOM series, and we have Industrial Engineering Competition, we have SI Competition, and we have Grand Summit. The next. Okay, so this is our spoiler, a little bit of our spoiler for the timeline for the IECOM 2022, where there will be a total of 3 pre-events, each with unique topics and amazing, insightful speakers about how we drive business through the disruptive era. And today is actually our very, very first IECOM series, the first IECOM series. And I could give everyone a little bit spoiler that our next pre-event will be held on October and November 2021. And for the next, we have also 2 kinds of competition, which includes Industrial Engineering Competition and SI Competition, which all will be held on December. So in SI Competition will be held in November 2021 until February 2022, and for the Industrial Engineering Competition itself will be held on December 2021 until January 2022. So the Industrial Engineering Competition will allow all the participants to test their knowledge with various assessments and real-life study case. And also, there's SI Competition, which will allow you to put your perspective into entrepreneurship in general in disruptive era in the form of an essay. So you can create as many solutions as you want in an essay. And last but not least, we have Grand Summit with in-depth topic and amazing key speaker next year in February 2022, along with the grand closing of IECOM 2022. Okay, so what are you waiting for? So let's get on this journey with us and check us out on social media for more exciting updates at IECOM 2022 on Instagram and also LinkedIn. Next. Okay, and that's all. A little bit of introduction from IECOM from me. So maybe I'll get back to the MC. Thank you, MC, for the time.
Okay, that's a great explanation about IECOM from Kak Kansa. Thank you, Kak Kansa, for your time. I will be wrap up a little bit about it. There are 3 pre-events and today is the first, so don't forget to stay tuned in our social media for the next pre-events in the next months. And then there are also essay competition, industrial engineering competition, and the Grand Summit. Thank you again, Kak Kansa, for the explanations. Well, before jump to the next sessions, we would like to thank our media partners again. So there are Event Center, Altras Radio, Event News, Kompetisi Mahasiswa, Seputar Kampus, Sejuta Cita, LFM ITB.
We also have Event Surabaya, Event Banget, 8H Radio ITB, Event apa aja, Hai Event, Pasundan Radio, dan Proama Radio.
Okay, thank you Ashila. Without further ado, we'll listen to one of our speakers. But before that, I will introduce our first speaker. As we can see in the slides, today's speaker is Kak Gigi Septianto. He currently co-founder and CEO of Recur.id, Professional Fellow of Chicago Next, World Business Chicago, co-founder PT Sagara Asia Technology, Obama Leader Asia Pacific 2019, Global Shaper invited to World Economic Forum's Shaper Summits, Geneva, Switzerland 2018, Global Shapers Community, Global Youth Networks under the World Economic Forums, and Indonesian Future Leaders. How exciting is that, guys? And gratefully, we have Kak Gigi today that already joining in the middle of us. So let's greet him first. Okay. Hello, Kak Gigi.
Aloha, Adam and everyone. How are you guys?
How are you, Kak?
Good. Looking good so far. I'm in Kupang and I'm sitting by the beach. So, so it's a very refreshing time. How are you?
We're fine too. Okay, we hope you always have a good condition in the middle of this pandemic. So.
Sure. So far, so good.
Okay, we would like to asking about how you feel become our first speaker today.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to speak today. Thank you for having me. And yeah, and I'm excited to maybe later if you want to connect with me more, and then and we can talk more. And perhaps I can help you to advise on ideas or whatever you need to get your initiatives or your social innovation started. Just let me know, and I'm looking forward to really be able to help all of you in any way I can. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kak Gigi. So, without further ado, let's Kak Gigi to present their presentations for today's topics. So, Kak Gigi, the times and place is yours.
Thank you. Let's remove the speaker profile because I feel very. That's not humble at all. Okay, let me share my screen. This will stop on the screen sharing, so I can. Second. Okay, you guys see my screen? Sorry, it's in the middle of the slides.
It's visible, that.
Yep. How many are you who are not speaking Bahasa? I might speak a little bit of campur-campur, so I hope you don't mind with that. But that's okay.
Okay, that's very okay.
Okay. Yep. But let's keep the international vibe of the event. So let's speak English as much as we can. All right. Let me find how I can do this screen sharing, screen mode. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. First of all, thank you for IECOM. Congratulations for organizing this such a wonderful events, and I hope the whole series of the events will be successful and smooth. All the best for that. Okay. So perhaps just a little bit of introduction what we care.id. Maybe some of you have heard it, maybe not. Maybe some of you more familiar with other crowdfunding platforms, but yeah, that's okay. Okay, so basically WeCare.id is we are a medical crowdfunding platform. So we help people to raise funds for the medical expenses that they still need, other than the existing financial solutions, such as you can have insurance, you can have BPJS, but there are some other things that are still not being catered by the existing financial solutions. So that's where how we want. Am I mute? No, right?
Yeah, I guess you're mute for a while, but you're here now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we've been around for some time. So we actually launched in 2015, so it's been like 5 years. But as a really like we started really serious in building this and want to accelerating the WeCare.id. It started since 2017, 2018. So since 2018, we've been distributing for around 70 more billion rupiah in terms of distribution values, with more than 50,000 donors engaged and with more than 5,000 beneficiaries. The beneficiaries are patients and also healthcare providers. So why we're still doing it? As I mentioned before, even though we have national insurance, when we started like 5 years ago, the national insurance was still new, and the enrollment rate was not that high. Even though it's high, there is still a lot of medical expenses that is not covered. Mostly are the supporting medical expenses. So even though we have national insurance, if we see our healthcare infrastructure in Indonesia, what infrastructure or expertise, there's a lot of gaps there. If you get sick, maybe if you there's some of you who are not in Java Islands. If you get sick in these red areas, it will be very difficult for you to get the sufficient healthcare services. So there are about like 30 to 40% of medical expenses that are still out of pocket, including your transportation costs, accommodation costs to get the healthcare to have a sufficient healthcare services. So that's how we try to approach this kind of gap that we want to solve it. So it's very relevant to my own journey. The organizer asked me to tell why I'm starting these ventures and why I'm still doing it. So it's actually pretty relevant to my experience. I was born and lived in a very small village in Central Java. That was like 15, 20 years ago, perhaps. And actually, my mom built a very small, simple clinic just nearby my house. This is just an illustration. It's not the real clinic. I don't have the picture of the actual clinic was just in my childhood settings because I don't have the picture of it. But and it was very unique because like the patients' rooms, one of the patients' rooms is like very small things, like 2 or 3 rooms. We have only 2 or 3 patients' room, and one of it is just nearby my bedroom. So this is my room, and next to the patient's room. And there was like one profound experience. It's like during the middle of the night, I heard one of the critical patients screaming, suffering, asking for help, and it was just profound. It was like that. It was like the only clinic in the village. There are other clinics kilometers away, and it was like very urgent and emergency situations. And yeah, I cannot really recall whether the patient was finally survived or not, but by hearing that kind of suffering and kind of screaming in the middle of the night, I feel very I feel like there's a calling there. There's a calling, and there is a I feel like what if he cannot find any medical facilities nearby? What happened to other people? Like how much suffering that some people need to bear just because they don't have access to better healthcare. So since then, I think I started to find something in which how I can help people to reduce the suffering and to at least to help people to find healthcare that they deserve. And there's also one experience that is also profound during one of my trips, actually not in Indonesia, in the Philippines, but I believe the situation is quite similar. So I was on the ride on the angkot. So the angkot is called jeepney, and in one of the ride, I met a bapak, I believe like a middle-aged man, and he got on the jeepney and he pulled out a sheet of paper, and then he asked to speak in Tagalog, which I don't understand. But when I see it closer, what he actually pulled out is actually a medical report of his children. So he's basically asking for people's money, and he tried to convince other people on the jeepney to basically trust him that he needs money for his children, for his child. And since he pulled out this medical record, other people start to believe in him and then start to give him money. So I was like kind of, oh wow, what if this can be scaled up? What if this there is a way of this process can be done online, and there are more people can help, and also the patients can raise money, and then we can provide a transparent and reliable and trusted places for people to raise money so that other people also trust the platform and give the patients money. So that's why we're trying kind of, me personally, doing it. There's a lot of iterations before we got into WeCare, but that's my story on how it's very relevant on my personal journey, and seeing so it's not just about emotional side of the why, but there's also a sustainability potential. We've seen that Indonesia is very compact country. It's especially with the culture of gotong royong, and also because perhaps so many of us has been familiar with the concept of almsgiving or zakat in Islam or any others giving cultures. And there's just a lot of potential to be unlocked. The philanthropical potentials of Indonesia is reaching like $15 billion per year, and we only capped it like it's only 1 billion. So there's still a lot of room of improvement. There's a room of to be unlocked through digital approach to better payment and payment system or payment digital payment. So I think there's a potential there, or there's opportunity there. And speaking of the medical financing gap that we are trying to address, even though there is a national insurance, but there are still like 8.4 billion gap per year for medical expense in terms of cancer, in terms of chronic diseases.
Yeah. I believe you're speaking about this. I just want to make sure. I think we're on the first slide. Is it right?
Oh,
Or you're
Really?
facing another?
Yeah, because I've been moving like 5 slides.
Oh, true.
It's not moving?
No, it's not moving on
No,
our
yeah.
screen. Like,
Okay, what about this?
yes,
What about
it's
this?
visible now.
All
Thank you.
right. So, okay, I'm just like quickly go to the slides. So this is the slide, the beginning of the slides, and then this is when I talk about the problem, and then this is when I talk about the my childhood experience of having a small clinics, family small clinics, and then this is where this is the illustration from the jeepney where I saw the people who pull out the medical records, and then this is the opportunity side that I'm currently talking about. All right. Okay, so that's actually that's how it is. There is a personal reasons why I'm the opportunity through these models and through other perhaps following innovations that we can come up other than crowdfunding itself. Okay, so that's how we're doing it. So we build a simple crowdfunding platform. We work with the medical partners across the country. It can be patients, it can be medical providers like hospitals, clinics, or even like health departments of government. They help us to verify and submit the patients. Now it can be submitted publicly as well, but we still put more priority to our medical partners because that's how we feel very convinced regarding the patient's data. And then afterwards, the patients can raise funds. We help them to create stories and optimize the campaign. And on the other side, the donors can start donating from like 1,000 rupiah. So it's a very straightforward process, and it's been done in many perhaps many platforms. But the needs of medical expenses itself is still the highest needs in terms of crowdfunding platform. And yeah, and through the pandemic seasons, we not only do crowdfunding, we also becoming some kind of hub, like a logistic hub for donations. So we have also donors and other funders to procure and then to organize the donations. We also now currently have logistic services as well, and then we help them to channel the donations to the beneficiaries, which is our medical partners. And then we also help them to like publishing it on the media or something like that. So yeah, so it's been fun doing it. So we're not just providing crowdfunding platform only, but we also now providing like end-to-end service from crowdfunding, and then we can help to organize the donations and then deliver the donations to our beneficiaries with a higher efficiency. And yeah, speaking of the revenues, because like this is a social business, we're not kind of pure charity or NGO. Even though we have later, I will explain how we structure our legal entity in Indonesia. So in terms of revenues, there are straightforward platform fee, 5 to 10% platform fee, and then we have other sources of revenues from our campaign optimization consultancy services, and also we also do CSR project consultancy as well. Like what we do now, we do with the company to help them build a healthcare related social project so that it can be more sustainable, and also we can also help them to optimize their project through the campaigns. And then also, of course, currently we have the donations of logistic hub. We charge for logistic fee. There's a lot of awards, but it's not something that we are. Yeah, it was exciting, but we see that this is not the main thing that we are chasing. This is just side effect of what we're doing, and there are just so many medias. There's just so many institutions that think that what we do is good, so they help us to be more recognized by other people through these recognitions. All right, now that's a little brief introduction about We Care. Now we get into the main point, because like this is I don't want to think too much about what we are, but I want to share some of the explanations of social entrepreneurship. So firstly, there are 3 types of socially what I call it, like socially purposed organizations or entity. The main models, like there are three models. The first is traditional charity, like you see as an NGO or LSM or other association. which is purely operated for nonprofit purposes, which is also okay. It's not wrong or not cool. It's still very cool. Nothing that's the coolest thing in the world. But there is also other approach that we can, other models that we can do in order for us to combine or to aligning sustainability in terms of financing, in terms of the revenues of the. Because like if we only depend on the donors, whenever the donors stop giving us money, then we die. So we want to make the organizations also sustainable. So that's why there comes an experiment, innovations that's so-called social enterprise. So that's how the social enterprise came from. It's like in the middle between corporate, like traditional business, like traditional business always do CSR, right? But CSR is not really intended in the business. So it's just like for mostly for communications or for publications purposes. It's not the main thing that the business do. So social enterprise is kind of try to make the socially purpose driven business models as the core of their values, of their revenue models, of everything that they do is their mission. But then doing it in a business way. They do not doing it in a way that is just solely for nonprofit, but they also try how we can generate business or how can generate revenue models in a way that still give social impact to society, measurable social impact. So that's how you can kind of clustering it. Cardinal charity, social enterprise, and traditional business. Perhaps, if I can be honest with you, perhaps WeCare itself is not purely social enterprise, but we're kind of in the middle between charity and social enterprise. But we have two legal entities. We have Yayasan and PT. What I see as a social enterprise is perhaps I think it's if it's firm to be social enterprise, I think it should be in PT because like it's really business anyway. But if you but it's not problem. It's like there is no legal entity for social enterprise in Indonesia yet, so you can have so many legal entities that itself is not that meets the requirements of your business. Okay, so all right. So next,
right.
Yep, yeah.
I believe we have like 4 minutes approximately.
4 minutes. All right, all right. So let's get faster. All right. Sorry, I talk too much.
No problem.
All right, so entrepreneurship. So last I mentioned before, we have Yayasan and PT. Because like we don't have the legal entity, like we haven't formalized any legal entity for enterprise yet in Indonesia. So most of socially driven business perhaps very comfortable to have a two legal entity. The first is Yayasan, the first is PT. How you organize it, up to you, as long as you're not breaking the rules, not breaking and keep paying the tax. I think that's not an issue at all. Next, yeah. So this is a very important. I think what makes a social enterprise social enterprise, or whether make a social enterprise social enterprise. The first is founder's intentions, because we are safeguarding the vision, we are safeguarding the business. So whatever changes that the business will experience in the future, the intentions will stay. The missions, the foundations of the founders will stay. So it's very good to have like a constant reflections on your intentions of doing the business, because like that's the main thing you're doing the social enterprise in initiatives. The second one is the business model. The business model should align or embedded and really make it as a tool for solving social problems. So it's the main thing. The business model is aligned with the social missions that you want to solve. And then the third one, I believe social enterprise must ethically conscious. So you're not breaking the environment, barriers of the unethical business for just like other conventional business, for example. So you need to check as well your business, whether how you run your business. Like, is it ethical? Are you paying attention enough to how you to your internal organizations or in the auditing process, whether it's also environmentally friendly or not, something like that. And this is the last one is just want to make it simple because like everyone is like, what is social enterprise? But actually, social business is like conscious business. You can make any business. You can create like a traditional business, but you're just doing it in a way that is more conscious. For example, mie ayamnya gimana caranya bisa jadi apa namanya bisa lebih conscious gitu. Apakah apa namanya mungkin di kemasannya atau di bahan-bahannya supaya lebih sehat dan sebagainya. So basically all business bisa jadi can have like a social driven or mission driven purpose. It just doesn't matter how you do it. Gitu sih sebenarnya. Supaya nggak sulit lah gitu. So just make traditional business more conscious. Gitu aja. Thank you so much, and I look forward to have a Q&A session with you. Hope it's insightful one. Ya, udah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Kak Gigi. What great personal experience behind the story of WeCare.id gitu. And I think it's valuable and a little bit emotional for me. Yeah. Besides that, there are also something interesting from what you shared to us about social business that is a conscious business and about the potential opportunity that you given to us that surely support the WeCare.id social entrepreneurships gitu. And I will wrap up a little bit about what makes a social enterprise a social enterprise. And so, what this makes is the first, the founder's intentions. Of course, the intention is to achieve the social value, and the second is the business model, and the third is ethically conscious. Well, that's all. What we'll do next? What we will do next, Ashila, after we hear the explanation from the Kak Gigi.
Agree. This is a really nice presentation from Kak Gigi, especially this last part at the moment, the last presentation. So thank you so much, Kak Gigi. And we will continue to our next speaker. But I would also want to remind all of you here, if you guys have any questions, do drop in on this chat. I believe in the chat box you can find the link there. And if you have any questions along the talk show and even the presentation, you are free to do so. We'll answer most of the questions at the end of the talk show. So for our next speaker, an amazing person as well. So here we have Castella Tambunan. I'm going to read through the CV of Castella, which is, I would say, very impressive. So the first one, she's the Master of Business Administration at Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania. She also graduated with honors, top 10% of 100 student class in industrial engineering from ITB, which in my case, I would say that's very hard to do. Okay, and then she's also a CFO, CEO, and ventures at YCAP Social Enterprise Group. She's also the investment officer at International Finance Corporation, principal at Wharton Social Venture Fund, summer associate at Grameen America, and part of World Economics Forum Global Shapers Community. And I guess we can just greet her right now. Hello, Castella, are you here with us?
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Castella. Hello, Kak. How are you? Oh, I believe you're on your way, so I hope you're.
Mohon maaf ya sebelumnya. I'm so sorry. There is a last minute thing that I have to attend this afternoon that kind of that did not allow me to actually stay put in one place and share with you guys. But I'm crossing my fingers that the connection are all good and I'm able to share with everyone here this afternoon. And it's great to be here finally 10 years after the first IECOM and see how it's turned to be such an amazing event.
True. Thank you so much also for being here, Kak, especially in your condition. We're very thankful, of course, especially allocating the time, even if you see you're in your busy schedule and also on your way. We hope you'll also arrive safely, and hopefully there's nothing wrong with the event today and will run smoothly. So I guess I'll just let you take the stage now, Kak. The time and place is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ashila. Selamat siang semuanya, selamat siang juga kalau masih ada Ibu Hasrini dan Ibu Ria. It is truly an honor and a pleasure for me to go back to my alma mater and share. And this time around at an international event, which I'm pretty sure attended by a lot of aspiring students across Indonesia. Allow me to share, dan mungkin sharing saya ini is an addition to what Gigi has shared before. Bentar ya, aku boleh share screen ya?
Ya Kak, boleh.
Okay, and please just cut me short kalau slide-nya nggak jalan. So I'll add to what Gigi has shared about social entrepreneurship from my experience, and probably a bit about the history of the industry itself. So I don't need to go through this karena tadi udah dibilang. Probably one thing to add, sekarang aku ada di Indonesia Investment Authority, so it's the Indonesian Sovereign Wealth Fund. But before I was at IECOM, and social entrepreneurship and impact investing has always been something that is very dear to the heart for me. So the things that we'll talk about today, yang pertama aku akan share sedikit tentang apa itu social entrepreneurship, and I will use IECOM as a case study. So it's more of a, social entrepreneur. The second part, the key characteristic of a social enterprise, and I will actually show the same graph that has been shared by Gigi. And for me, why did I choose a social enterprise? So without further ado, let's start. The first one is sebenarnya apa sih social entrepreneurship gitu kan? So it's actually a marriage between your traditional entrepreneurship and a social mission. If you remember the graph from Gigi tadi, di mana ada a true nonprofit and then a traditional business. So everything else in between is sort of called a social enterprise. So it's really a mix. Kalau bisa dilihat di sebelah kiri, yang ada business model dan revenue model, teman-teman entrepreneurship pasti tahu nih bahwa these are the components of any business. Any business, if you want to call yourself a business, needs to have a business model. Kalau nggak ada, berarti nggak bisa di-call business. And then you need to have a revenue model, or how do you monetize the product that you are offering. Nah, kalau misalnya, and these are the traditional business, and then you can list down other criteria that makes a business, right? Tentang how do you calculate the profit, etc. segala macam. Tapi kalau misalnya ngomongin social entrepreneurship, then you need to have these two other aspects on the right side. The first one is called the premise of change or theory of change. This is basically saying how do you actually want to solve a particular social, environmental, or cultural problems through the business that you're doing gitu. Premise of change-nya apa sih gitu? How are you, like, first of all, what is the problem that you're trying to solve, and how are you going to solve it through your business? The second one is it's not enough to only have a premise of change or theory of change, or a theory of how you want to change things, but you actually have to measure it. Sama aja kayak perusahaan, disebut perusahaan karena at the end of the day nanti profitnya akan di-measure kan, akan ada financial statements-nya, akan ada laporan keuangannya. For example, public companies is actually diharuskan gitu ya untuk men-share laporan keuangannya on an annual basis. Apologies, that's my car under reserve. Nah, sama aja sama social entrepreneurship gitu. Nggak bisa disebut social entrepreneurship kalau impact-nya itu nggak pernah di-measure dan nggak dianggap sebagai part of the KPI. Biasanya industri nyebutnya, biasanya industri nyebutnya tuh triple bottom line gitu. So ada profitnya gitu ya, ada social impact-nya juga gitu. And this is just a brief history of social entrepreneurship itself. Aku gara-gara ini juga jadi baru tahu bahwa the term social entrepreneurship itself has been coined the first time dari tahun 1950-an. to be exact, in 1953, in a book by H. Bowen called Social Responsibilities of the Businessman. And starting from there, it started to be quoted and quoted again in several kayak buku maupun research and publication. But it didn't really grow that much, not until the 1980s. Buat yang udah tahu mungkin tahu apa itu Gramin, tapi buat yang belum tahu and you're actually interested in social entrepreneurship, I think this is something that is worth looking into. Jadi di tahun 83, if I'm not mistaken, Muhammad Yunus Gramin
Right, I believe there's a little bit of lagging, right, from Castella, but what a nice insight as well from her. And I guess we can wait a little while for her to like come back and like explain more. And so, just to remind again, like if you guys have any more questions, you can like drop in the Slido chat, and you guys can actually like vote for questions you want to have the speakers to answer. So you can address them to both Castella or Kagigi, or either one you can choose, and you can also add your questions there. So I guess we're going to wait a little because I think she's out right now. So what do you think about Castella presentation as of now, like before she joined in again? Oh, hello Castella, you're here with us again.
Okay. I'm not sorry, connection issue.
No problem.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry about that, but basically, Grameen is actually a microfinance company, the first one in the world. So, and it provides working capital lending, which is similar to YCAP. So I won't go too deep into Grameen, and I'll explain that when I explain about YCAP. Nah, waktu aku balik dari Wharton, that was 2012. Ketebak umurnya berapa? So, di 2012 itu, when I went back here, the term social entrepreneurship and impact investing is still a very foreign term. Not a lot of people knows about it, and obviously not a lot of people talking about it, and definitely nggak ada nih session kayak gini gitu zaman aku dulu ya. So it's really great to see how the industry and sector has emerged in the last decade. And to see the interest, and obviously with the millennials, right? I think our generation really wants to make a difference, and not just. I think all of us wants to be rich, but I think we want to be rich plus, right? We want to be rich with meanings. So, and that really helps the sector to grow with the whole ecosystem players, not only the entrepreneurs, but also the investors, the accelerators, and also there's actually the demand from the market. So here are some examples. Just giving this out to maybe teman-teman yang mungkin belum terlalu tahu siapa aja sih gitu ya kalau contoh-contoh social entrepreneur di Indonesia. And this is only 6 out of hundreds or maybe thousands of them in the country. Obviously ada WeCare dengan Gigi dan Mesti dan co-founders teman-teman lainnya. Ada Nazafa ini actually they provide technology to have clean drinking water. Amarta obviously tahu ya, Tovan kan juga anak ITB. Similar to YCAP, they provide working capital lending, but they're actually a tech company. So they finance themselves through peer-to-peer. Ada e-fishery yang in agriculture, dan I think Ibran also anak ITB. And ada Duanyam, which is in the creative entrepreneurship sector. They provide kerajinan tangan basically. So these are 6. Please do research more if you're really interested about the space. And if you're looking to intern, right, kalau masih ada yang tahun-tahun terakhir dan mau intern di social enterprise, pengen ngerasain, go knock the doors of these 6 companies. I'm pretty sure they won't mind receiving resumes from very smart students from ITB. Next. So this is YCAP's history. I mean, you've heard about the history in general about the space, but this is YCAP particular history. Kalau YCAP tuh sebenarnya waktu didirikan tuh masih non-profit dulu gitu. It was established in 1999 as a yayasan. And the yayasan really focuses only on youth empowerment. Maybe you guys were even born at this point of time, tapi zaman dulu tuh banyak banget anak muda yang kena narkoba gitu. So drugs is really an issue at that point of time, and YCAP is trying to promote healthy lifestyle. So then youth does not actually go to the wrong direction. Now, the problem of youth also evolves, right? Like, for example, these days, drugs is no longer a problem for youth. Nah, jadi dari tahun 99, YCAP pun ibaratnya berkembang sesuai dengan isu sosial yang terjadi di tahun 2000, dan sebelum tahun 2010 gitu ya, di perjalanannya, YCAP berubah jadi providing education for dropouts, for example. Karena biasanya kalau udah dropout tuh susah balik ke formal education di Indonesia. Padahal kalau nggak ada edukasi, how can actually people go, up the economic standards, right? Nah, tapi providing free education was not enough. Karena biasanya anak-anak yang datang dari keluarga yang berkekurangan, bukan hanya nggak bisa bayar untuk sekolah, tapi nanti nggak bisa bayar untuk transport, uang buku, uang ujian, and what have you, right? And they also don't have the right nutrition to be able to actually study. That's why akhirnya di 2010 YCAP membuat adanya microfinance gitu. Buat apa sih microfinance ini? Microfinance ini belajar dari Gramin. We want to actually empower the mothers. Di empower ibu-ibu yang udah bekerja ini sehingga apa? Sehingga income dia bisa naik. Kalau income-nya naik, nanti dia bisa nyekolahin anaknya lebih tinggi lagi. So at the end, it goes back to education, because at YCAP, we believe education is one tool and a very powerful tool to actually break poverty cycle. And then dari 2010 berkembang lagi, di 2015 YCAP membentuk model Ventura yang akhirnya membuat YCAP bisa jadi sebuah organisasi yang bisa memberikan investment gitu. Jadi kita juga sebagai impact investors. So throughout its growth, YCAP has grown from being a provider for youth education to being a provider of a working capital for the mothers, yang ujung-ujungnya edukasi lagi, and then to being an investor for the new startups, the new social entrepreneurs out there. Kenapa sih kita mau ngerjain yang terakhir ini? Karena we believe in reaching our mission to break poverty cycle, nggak bisa dikerjain sendiri. It's too big of a problem to handle yourself. Okay, how much longer do I have?
I believe you have like 7 to 8 minutes.
Okay, so this is one of the things that I said very important for a social enterprise adalah premise of change-nya. Dan ini premise of change-nya YCAP. Tadi aku udah jelasin sedikit, tapi basically premise of change-nya gini, for every dollar invested in us, we provide working capital to the mothers, yang ini nih Integrated Financial Inclusion Service. Nanti ibu-ibunya ini, karena income-nya bertambah, is able to actually enable the education of their kids, yang di bawah enabling education, yang akhirnya kalau anak-anaknya sekolah, dia bisa dapat pekerjaan yang baik, dan akhirnya jadi next generation yang self-reliant. Dan bukan hanya self-reliant, they can actually go give back to the system, and actually this can be a sustainable system kan going forward. And this is very important for all social enterprise to have. Like, what is your theory of change? Ini sedikit tentang YCAP Ventures saya doang. If you remember, if I go back here, jadi kan YCAP ada 2 entitas ya, ada foundation-nya dan ada ventures-nya. Foundation-nya ngerjain youth empowerment, which is the education part. YCAP Ventures-nya ngerjain the economic empowerment part. And this I've already actually said, but I just want to share that through our microfinance and impact investment, we actually want to tackle the SDGs. Jadi balik lagi gitu, the impact that we want to achieve ada jelas. We want to achieve the no poverty for sure gitu ya. Even before SDGs memang tujuan YCAP udah mau break generational poverty cycle. We want to improve the quality of education. Obviously, we want to reduce inequalities, improve good health and well-being. Jelas dengan gender equality karena semua borrower microfinance kita ibu-ibu. and we believe the 17 part. We believe we cannot do this on our own. Even during COVID, we work together with WeCare to be able to support a lot of people that is impacted with COVID. Ini hanya impact numbers-nya aja, just to show that as a social enterprise, it's very important for you to track your impact. Otherwise, cuman jadi marketing. Tadi kan Gigi sempat bilang, cuman jadi ya keren-kerenan aja lah gitu. I won't go through this karena tadi Gigi udah, but these are the 3 things that I think, based on my experience, is very important for a social enterprise. The first is the theory of change, and it can be social, cultural, environmental, health, even whatever. The second one is the collective motivation from the organization. Not only that the founder's heart needs to be there, but it also needs to be owned by the rest of the organization. Karena ini yang akan ngedrive how you solve problems, how you strategize. This will drive how you actually make hard decisions. So this will separate you from your typical enterprise. And the last one is you have your beneficiaries. So you're not just doing this for you. You're not just doing this for your staff. You're not just doing this for your stakeholders, shareholders if there is, but you're doing this for the beneficiaries. Siapa sih at the end of the day yang akan benefit from what you're trying to do from your social enterprise? So a little bit of a beneficiary story here. So at YCAP ada seorang ibu gitu ya yang dapat loan dari kita, and then dia bilang I get to triple my income and educate my children. And then there is someone that goes through maybe our skills training yang tadinya mungkin cuma lulusan SMP gitu ya, terus ikut kejar paket, terus mungkin dia ikut skills training kita, whatever that is, and dia bilang I can increase my skills and get a better paying job. One of our graduate now works at Gojek and actually have already been there for 2-3 years. Tapi bukan not just being a driver Gojek ya, but actually works in a company. And then the third one is, somebody who have been through our education system and then says that not only that I can apply for a job now, but I have the skills to open up my own business. And Indonesia is probably one of the countries that built upon the shoulders of entrepreneurs gitu. The informal sectors in Indonesia is outgrowing the formal sector. And through this, and I think with these 3 stories, is probably, at the end of the day, I say to myself, then, why not, right? Because hearing these stories, hearing these success stories is actually what drives you on a daily basis. I know now aku udah nggak di YCAP lagi, but throughout my days at YCAP, the beneficiaries and the staffs are actually what fuels me in the worst days kalau lagi kejadian. So I guess for me, why not, right? Why not try to, make a living, but at the same time try to make a difference. Mungkin itu aja dari aku. I hope I don't really go beyond time.
No, you're actually right on cue, Kak. So thank you so much for the presentation. I think I'd like to recap a little bit because there's so many insights I hope you all can catch up as well. So we started off on the micro industry, which is like social entrepreneurship and how it looks like, and then going deeper into what it really is and how maybe perhaps just now Castella mentioned about how entrepreneurs or like industry don't measure the impact, which is like kind of differentiate how social enterprises works. And then specifically we discuss about YCAP. So YCAP here is a leading social enterprise, and what's really interesting for me is how Castella mentioned about the approach is actually different, and they're actually tackling the issue from seeing it from a mother's perspective, which is kind of new. And then she also further explained how it relates to the industry and the goal to actually solve SDGs, especially like making collaborations such as YCAP with WeCare. And of course, she also explains about the must-haves, which is the theory of change, collective motivation, and beneficiaries, in which in Stella's case fuels her to like do more into the social enterprise kind of like industry. So overall, it seems like both speakers had provided us with amazing insights, right, Dub?
Yes, I really agree, especially Castella when she said that we all want to reach, but please reach with meaning.
True, right. So yes, what's next then?
Okay. Okay. After about speaker that has been sharing the insightful and explanations about the theory in the social entrepreneurships that have been given. So after listening the presentation, we ought to understand briefly about social entrepreneurs. But to go for details, we will get into the talk show sessions. I'm so excited about you, Ashila.
Definitely, them. I would say the session to be actually my favorite or the highlight of the event. So in this talk show session, I and Adam will actually ask several questions, which has been prepared previously, to like dig more, and Kak Gigi and also Castella can answer alternatively according to each perspective and experience. So for the participants who actually want to ask questions, we highly recommend you to drop again and to vote your questions on the Slido link, as we will have a Q&A session after this. Okay, so I guess we can start now.
Okay. All right, without further ado, I will ask the first questions to both speakers. So the first is, what in your opinions as a social entrepreneurs, or what is the core of a social entrepreneurship and how do you hold on to it? Okay, mungkin Kak Gigi atau Kak Stella bisa ngajuin jawab duluan.
Aku boleh diulang nggak? Mohon maaf.
Oh, oke. Okay. Jadi, what in your opinion gitu, as a social entrepreneur, or what is the core of a social entrepreneurship and how do you hold on to it gitu sampai sekarang?
I will let Gigi answer this one since he's still doing this.
Oh, okay.
Am I freezing?
Just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Stella can go first, please. Freeze. Okay.
I think kalau aku tadi udah agak mention dikit sih ya, but I think what keeps me going is my team and my beneficiaries. I think going back to the why really helps, and it's probably as I said, it's the light at the dark tunnels for me. The second part is obviously the support of the support system that I have, friends, fellow social entrepreneurs, mentors, but I think that is true for any types of career, right? You are not able to be wherever you are without those that have supported you along the way. What else? Yeah, but so I think that's that those are the two things: the why, keeping with the mission, seeing it through your beneficiaries' eyes, seeing it through your team's eyes, the teams that are actually on the ground on a daily basis, and reaching out to your support system whenever you need it.
Okay, thank you, Castella. Yeah, okay. Jadi we are focused on our beneficiary and looking for our supporting systems around us gitu. So for Kak Gigi, can you give your opinions about the question that I've mentioned?
So the question is, what drives us as a social entrepreneurs, or the core motivations?
Your core in a social entrepreneurship and why you still hold on to it until right now?
Why am I still there? Okay.
Why? Why?
Why? Yeah, I think honestly it's evolving. I started off last year. Not last year. I started like 5-6 years ago, knowing social enterprise. I also knew it because it's cool. I mean, that's also okay. I mean, like, you guys have motivations because you think social entrepreneurs is cool. I think that's still okay. You will find it along the way. You will figure out the true motivations, but it's okay if you just like seeing it. Oh, it's cool, and you want to do it. I think it's cool. It's still cool until now, but I see it in a different way. Jadi nggak apa kalau misalnya mulai jadi entrepreneur karena melihat bahwa ini sesuatu yang cool atau pengen jadi kayak Bill Gates atau dan sebagainya. I've been there. I mean, like, I've been on that stage gitu, dimana di pikiran gue seperti itu gitu. Cuman sebenarnya pas jalani, it's a very long journey, a long struggle. kayak gitu. And what drives me until now is the curiosity, I guess, more into it. So I was curious how me personally, with my skill, with my expertise, with my privilege, gitu, whatever the privilege is, I mean, like privilege that we have compared to other people, but perhaps what can I do gitu, dari apa yang aku bisa, my capacity, untuk bisa bikin sesuatu yang impactful for society, gitu sih sebenarnya. And then dari situ juga mulai mulai dari perjalanan ini ada curiosity, terus habis itu lihat impact juga seneng dan sebagainya gitu-gitu. Habis itu sih lebih kayak ini sih semacam benar tadi melihat impact-nya, terus habis itu the teams juga sangat happy dan sebagainya gitu. Something that really pushing me forward gitu sih. But the true core I think is more into curiosity gitu.
Okay. Thank you, Kaigi. So social entrepreneurship is very cool, and it very enjoy if we can give impact to people around us. Okay, that was good explanation from the both speaker. So we will asking the next question. So Ashila, can you tell about the next question, please?
Yes, of course. So I guess we're talking about motivations at first, and I think we can shift the perspective a bit. So in your times, like, do you guys feel like any challenges you guys face in like building this social entrepreneurship, and how do you actually overcome this? And I think we can start with Kagigi first. Would you like to start?
Yeah. Every day there's always challenge. Like I think there's a lot of times, maybe almost every day I want to quit or something like that. I think that's something that most entrepreneurs also feel. You feel depressed, you feel anxious along the way. But there is always light in the end of the tunnel. At the end of the day, at least I make my own light. Banyak banget gitu for every stage gitu, every stage of the business gitu. Pas mungkin timnya kecil, mungkin lebih gampang misalnya organize, pas timnya lebih gede lagi, ada tantangan sendiri, and then ada scalability issue misalnya, kok ini ya growth-nya stagnan dan sebagainya, what can I do more, kayak gitu. Semua hal yang dihadapi oleh bisnis yang konvensional itu juga ada di social entrepreneur. Jadi meskipun it's a sweet of romantic gitu kayaknya ada impact dan sebagainya, it is not immune to any of these challenges. Jadi all challenges yang ada di normal business will still there kayak gitu sih. Tapi ya tadi sih dengan adanya motivasi, dengan adanya, dan juga mungkin jadi lebih aku merasa lebih enjoyable aja sih melakukannya gitu. It's something that's my calling gitu, and I'm totally conscious that this is my ini pilihan hidupku gitu, dan this is perhaps the way it should be gitu. Jadi kayak memang seperti itu gitu pengalamannya jadi entrepreneur itu ya emang bumpy itu gitu, dan ketika udah selesai challenge satu, habis itu ke challenge lainnya, itu jadi merasa ternyata kapasitasku meningkat ya. Jadi meskipun challenge-nya ada, tapi the way it also shape you as an individual, as a top one, as a tadi strong willing dan sebagainya gitu. Itu juga membantumu untuk menyelesaikan isu-isunya dalam dalam jangka panjang kayak gitu sih. Terus yang ketiga, yang terakhir itu always ensure bahwa kita punya strong support system gitu. Support systemnya ya bisa jadi ada inkubator ya, teman-teman entrepreneur lain dan sebagainya, bisa curhat, bisa saling mendukung dan sebagainya. Mungkin kayak ketemu juga sama senior mentor dan sebagainya. That is so far has been very helpful for me gitu sih.
Right. So from Kak Gigi, I guess he mentions that not everything is always rainbows ya Kak in the social enterprise. There's a lot of hurdles as well, especially if you have a support system. That will be like very great to do. And I think Stella, do you want to add on to Kak Gigi's opinion on this?
Aku mungkin nambahin dikit aja. Kalau memang mau jadi entrepreneur, menyerah itu hukumnya haram gitu. As Gigi mentioned, it's very bumpy, and it's actually when you persevere is what makes you an entrepreneur gitu kan. And most kayak Gigi bilang juga, social entrepreneurs faces similar problems to the typical entrepreneur. So with that, apapun yang lo hadapin pasti udah pernah dihadapin orang lain, mungkin dengan konteks berbeda gitu. So you don't really have a reason to quit. It's agak kejam, tapi maksudnya ya gitu sih. Because it's a journey, right? You also want to have a very fulfilling life, and only through that bumpy roads that you can have stories that you can tell people dari sekarang, nggak harus nunggu tua. And kadang-kadang kalau udah ngeliat ke belakang itu mungkin malah jadi learningnya gitu. Like Gigi said, it actually increases your capacity. So to the second part of the question, how to overcome it, I guess the first one is you don't quit gitu. Because you cannot overcome anything if you quit. And then if you don't quit, then you will find creatively some ways to overcome it, either through your support system, through going back to school, or through learning or whatever gitu. Or through just being quiet for a bit and waiting for ideas to come to you. That also works. And yeah, so I think that's just to add.
Right. So mungkin susah gitu ya, depannya a lot of hardships as well, but the payoff is very worth it, I would say, from both speakers mentions that. And I think we can like go on to the next question then.
Okay, Sheila. So we will talk about the profit, in a social entrepreneurship, since people many things that a social entrepreneurship is not more profit than others entrepreneurships. But we can discuss about it. So the question is how to balance the profits and impact for your social entrepreneurships company, and what a strategy you use to gain the profit from the social of entrepreneurship. The both speaker is got the questions, or I can repeat it again. Okay. So maybe previously Kak Gigi started, but in this question, I would like to Castella maybe to start.
Sure. How do you balance it? I think this is a personal preference for each social enterprise. Kalau ingat yang tadi ada profit first sama impact first, I guess the first question you have to decide adalah you want to be where. Karena bisa aja you want to be profit first, meaning you're in, tergantung konteksnya ya, misalnya kayak lo lagi di titik di mana your company needs to prove profitability, for example, for the next year. So you might wanna are on the side of making profits, but maybe having less impact. Not necessarily making impact as a second priority, but having less impact with the same amount of capital, for example. Like, for example, you have $100 million you want to put into marketing versus maybe into programs. But still having the same amount of minimum impact. But maybe you want to use the 100 million to go to programs because your company has already have a very good publication already and you don't really need marketing. So one, based on the context of your company, you need to decide where you want to be in that spectrum. And as Gigi said, it's fine wherever you are in the spectrum, as long as you go back to the basics, right? You do have a theory of change and you do measure it. And as an entrepreneur, you would know that your company will go through different cycles. In one cycle, for example, for YCAP, the last year has been very impact focused for us just because the pandemic told us to do, right? It's all about creating impact. We can't really make profit during the pandemic. A lot of our borrowers are actually having a hard time during the waktu lagi di close. Like nobody can actually open their stores, selling their food. So it's hard for them to actually make money. How can we make money off of someone that cannot even make money, right? So the last year we focused on creating impact. But as the pandemic improves, right, and we have kind of like come to a new equilibrium, we now have changed a bit the way we do our business. Business models changed a bit, operational model changed a bit, and now we want to focus on sustainability. So for us, profit is not it's not to make it's not that we want to distribute dividends, because we don't, but the profit is actually for our sustainability lagi gitu. So whatever profit we have, we put it back into the business to actually grow it further and further. So like for the next year, we'll focus on getting those sustainability, because we're happy enough with where our impact level is. So it's always as a social entrepreneur, you need to always have that in mind, where you wanna be at, and you cannot be too kayak pokoknya gue mau impact aja gitu, ntar besok tokonya tutup gitu kan, terus gue mau profit aja gitu, tapi terus beneficiariesnya ditinggalin di pinggir jalan gitu kan. So it actually a decision that you have to make over and over again, based on where your company is. So data is key. Analyze your business, and then you can make the right decision. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Castella. So we need to decide what the side of the spectrum that we belong in gitu ya, in the period tertentu juga gitu. Okay, thank you, Kak. So for Kak Gigi, what's your opinion to balance the profit and impact in your social entrepreneurships?
Yeah, so that's why I mentioned previously in the slide ada founder's intention ya. Founder's intention itu it's a way of checking secara regularly sebenarnya, inward looking sebenarnya bukan motivasi doang sih, cuman gimana sih kita balance segalanya gitu, dan juga banyak sekali pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang kayak sensitif ya, misalnya how much actually the founders harus digaji apa dan sebagainya gitu pasti jadi isu dan sebagainya, apakah boleh nih social enterprise jadi bilioner atau apa gitu sebenarnya nggak apa-apa juga gitu, nggak apa juga misalnya di pay yang layak atau apa dan sebagainya gitu, bukan berarti harus terkapitasi miskin dan sebagainya gitu nggak gitu juga gitu, cuman ada waktu di mana kita juga harus self reflective gitu, kalau oh ya ini cukup gitu, ini cukup, ada misalnya kalau misalnya profit sekian udah berlebihan apa dan sebagainya gitu. Tadi kayaknya aku sempat share sedikit, mungkin kalau boleh di aku share lagi deh yang ini. Nah ini tuh semacam jadi kan kalau kita jadi enterprise atau bikin suatu company itu misalnya boleh nggak sih grow-nya setinggi banget gitu, misalnya kayak Gojek atau misalnya kayak Tokopedia dan sebagainya, unicorn dan sebagainya, bisa nggak social enterprise dan unicorn gitu, boleh aja gitu, cuman in a way tadi kita kembali lagi ke self reflection tadi gitu, mungkin kita juga nggak boleh sebenarnya grow terlalu tidak terbatas kayak gitu. Jadi ada satu masa di mana kita harus menanyakan kembali dalam di organisasinya dan juga foundersnya gitu, apakah kita udah berlebihan in terms of growing gitu. Karena capital market pasti pengennya, kalau misalnya lihat pasar saham dan sebagainya gitu pengennya meroket terus, tapi ketika kita meroket itu bisa jadi kita sebenarnya terlalu monopolistik dan mungkin nggak sehat buat environment gitu. Karena kalau kita masih social enterprise ya, makanya itu kenapa harus kali conscious juga, karena disitulah kita menjaga bar kita gitu. Bisa jadi we cannot grow like $100 million company kayak gitu, tapi itu cukup gitu, it's enough for the company and its mission to survive, to sustain, itu ya sudah gitu. Jadi benar-benar atau misalnya simply I just want to make bisnis untuk certain region aja gitu. Jadi nggak semua region harus digarap gitu. Nah itu juga salah satu langkah buat kita untuk membatasi gitu, untuk stay conscious dan stay ethical gitu in a way we do business gitu. Jadi ya self reflection terus, dan juga ensure that we know that kalau udah cukup ya cukup kayak gitu. Jangan ini terus di fit terus desire-nya untuk growing tidak terbatas kayak gitu sih. Namanya donat ekonomi ya.
Okay, thank you Kak Gigi. So if we grow in the social entrepreneurship, we still need to asking ourselves ya, what your intentions and what the impacts later gitu. Karena emang ada angka yang terbatas tertentu gitu ya kayak. Karena untuk enough itu it's personally kayak gitu sih. Okay, thank you. Okay, Asila, maybe we can move to another questions.
Yes, I believe this is the last question, and a kind of like a closing question as well. As everyone here, perhaps like wanting to start a social enterprise and they're still hesitant to do so. So for both speakers, what is like the advice that you would say to them, the audience, or perhaps an advice that you got from your previous mentors or any of your colleagues for those who want to start a social enterprise but are still hesitant to do so? So I think, Kak Gigi, can you like share your thoughts on this?
Okay, boleh banget. The first is not everyone is fit to be social entrepreneurs atau even entrepreneur gitu. Jadi sebenarnya nggak apa-apa juga. There are a lot of ways how you can impact gitu. For example, you can join the government, you can join existing NGOs, existing enterprise juga dan sebagainya. And it's not wrong at all gitu. Jadi apa namanya kita juga punya kesadaran itu bahwa mungkin nggak semuanya fit menjadi social entrepreneurship. Bukan berarti apa atau gimana, cuman emang there are some situations that mungkin nggak supporting kita juga untuk jadi entrepreneurship, and that's okay. The second one, if you want to do it, ensure that you find something that you care about more than yourself. Gitu. Not in the not unhealthy way. Gitu. Cuman apa namanya, there's a good obsession lah. Gitu. Jadi you find a calling gitu, yang memang dirimu tadi. For me, it's a continuous curiosity misalnya. Gitu. Jadi whenever times get tougher gitu, ada challenge dan sebagainya, you didn't stop gitu. Karena you're really into it, you're really passionate with it, and you fit into the cost gitu, jadi ya wes gitu, enak aja ngejalaninnya kayak gitu. And then of course yang ketiga terakhir, mapping juga sih diri sendiri gitu. Jadi biasanya ada apa ya, framework sederhana gitu where you can mapping itu sebenarnya dirimu tuh passionate-nya isu apa gitu, misalnya lingkungan atau apa dan sebagainya, kesehatan, pasti masing-masing punya takarannya sendiri-sendiri lah gitu. Terus yang kedua skillnya apa nih gitu, skillnya dari misalnya bisa apa sekarang ini, bisa ada yang bisa speaking, misalnya ada yang bisa ngoding dan sebagainya gitu. Jadi align, dan setelah itu baru cari tahu misalnya isu sosialnya apa, masyarakatnya siapa gitu. Jadi bisa measure juga potensi dirinya juga untuk bisa hadir dengan satu social ventures yang passionate, unik, dan juga enak ngejalaninnya kayak gitu sih. Terus ya mungkin join internship ataupun dan sebagainya, supaya tahu lebih dalam problemnya apa gitu. Jadi kita nggak terlalu punya egoik maunya nawarin solusi, tapi sebenarnya itu nggak terlalu bisa dipakai misalnya untuk masyarakat. Jadi ensure you know the problem supaya bisa solve itu di jangka panjang lah gitu. Gitu aja sih.
Right. Okay deh Kak. So we need to first set like our main goals as well, and then we need to like get used to the industry as well. So mungkin tadi Kak Gigi mentioned about having an opportunity to join an internship. I guess that's a very good advice, like for anyone out here to want to start a social enterprise, but still agak ngawang gitu how to start it. So that's the advice also from Kak Gigi. Kak Stella, would you like to add on or like have your opinions on this?
Yes. Yang pertama, I mean, this is a question for mentoring, yeah. So it's kind of hard to answer in a panel, but I guess my first question is kenapa hesitate gitu. So I guess you yourself will need to kind of like dig deep and sebenarnya hesitationnya kenapa? Is it fear, or is it because you still lack of skills, or is it because you don't have ideas? And tadi Gigi udah kasih beberapa tips and trick if it's about the idea, then what you should do. If it's about the skills, then what you should do. So the first question is to ask yourself why you're still hesitating. The second one is, I'm assuming semua masih pada kuliah gitu ya. Take your time to do internship in as many places as you can, right? Because a lot of ideas might sound so cool for you right now. You will hear me and Gigi and you will see that, oh, social entrepreneurship is so cool. Then you will hear somebody from the oil and gas and you'll be like, oh, it's so cool to work offsite. Then you'll hear somebody that started a unicorn. You'll be like, oh, so cool. And these are very cool ideas gitu. But you need to find your own true north, right? What is it that you want to do? That kayak Gigi bilang, yang penting ngejalaninnya enak juga kan. What is it that you're willing to to bleed for? Yeah. What is it that you're willing buat lari maraton gitu? Karena kerjaan apapun menurut aku nggak ada tuh yang 3 bulan pasti enak-enakan terus, tahun pasti enak-enakan terus, 2 tahun pasti enak-enakan terus. your success, it needs to be done over and over again every day. So do internship in as many places. If anyone wants to have an internship at YCAP, find me at LinkedIn. Shoot me over your CV, ntar aku bisa terusin ke cara YCAP. I'm pretty sure Gigi is also open for any ITB interns, right, Gigi? Tuh udah manggut-manggut. So yes, please do, and especially when you're still at school, mau internship 4 kali setahun juga nggak akan ada yang nanya dari CV-nya gitu kan. But if you already graduated and then you change job 4 times a year, then it becomes a question. So that's all. I hope that can help, and I hope this session can inspire you all to actually be the solution for your surroundings.
Yes, thank you so much, Kak. I guess here we see that the information that the speakers provide us are actually more into mentoring. Bahkan they provide you guys an opportunity also to reach out to them. So the opportunity here is endless, especially in social enterprises, guys. And we hope that it can give you more motivation. And as Castella said, why not? Just why not start now, right? And I think that wraps up for the talk show session. Thank you so much for Kagigi and Castella. But Dam, like it seems everyone here is not quite satisfied, not quite satisfied yet, right? And we see, as promised before, we do have another Q&A session with them. And so we are now giving you the chance to actually ask directly to the speakers. You can do that via Slido, as mentioned before, numerous times, or you can also drop down the questions on the chat. And I think we can just go on to the Slido if no one here is wanting to ask.
Okay. All right. What amazing talk show sessions. I think, right, everyone is agreed to asking the question that they've been kept before, Ashila. So now we will get the Q&A sessions throughout the presentation. Also, we just saw that you guys have submit and vote some questions on our Slide.do platforms. And we will start with the most voted question in the Slide.do and then continue with the live question sections.
Yes, okay. So if you guys have any questions you want to ask personally or directly, you can use your raise hand feature or drop in the chat box. But in the meantime, we'll answer some questions from the Slido. So I think we're going to start from the most voted one. So it's from Anonymous. Yes, it has 6 likes. And I guess I'll just read it. So like for both speakers here, as social business, sometimes we compete with NGOs that offer the same service, but for free or cheaper price. How should a social business maneuver that? Interesting question. So I think I'd let Castella take the lead for this.
The short answer is you need to have a differentiating product. It can be the same, it can be exactly the same service, but you need to have a differentiating factor gitu. Like even the same taxi, for taxis, for example, 2 providers offering the same taxi service, but you will have a preference in terms of, I choose this taxi over the X taxi. So I think that's how a social business maneuver. Social business hopefully will have more firepower than an NGO if you manage your resources correctly. So you are probably able to do a bit of more research and development, whether it's a branding R&D, whether it's a product R&D, whether it's understanding your customer better R&D. So then you know exactly what subset you want to serve with what kind of product. And that can actually be a differentiating factor. Oh ya, ini service ini free, tapi service ini ada additionalnya loh. That's why you need to pay for the addition. The second part adalah you can work with the NGO. As I mentioned before, I think trying to solve social issues means you actually need to collaborate. So I don't know in particular what social business you are in, but collaboration is always a key if you still wanna, kind of like serve your beneficiaries. And yeah, but definitely if you are able to offer cheaper pricing, then so be it, offer it. But remember, you still need to have that sustainability factor in into your decision.
Okay, thank you, Castella. So we need to differentiate factors from our products, but don't forget because this is the to have an impact to social aspects, we need to tend to more collaborate than to compete with the NGOs. Okay. For next, I would like to Kak Gigi to answer the questions. So Kak Gigi.
Same sih, sama ya. Intinya semua bisnis kalau mau compete, you have to have like the positions, value propositions, atau uniqueness gitu. And there is a cost for offering cheaper price gitu. I'm so curious kenapa bisa kenapa dia bisa offer cheaper price itu. Either you will kalau cheaper price kan jadi satu mungkin ya quality-nya ada yang diturunin gitu, atau mungkin in the long run juga sebenarnya mereka nggak akan dapat revenue yang mungkin sufficient yang bisa offer price dengan harga yang lebih bukan yang lebih mahal dan juga lebih sufficient. Jadi mungkin in the long run you can win it gitu. Karena they might not be able to sustain in the long run gitu. Because there are so many things that they harus dikorbankan lah, sacrifice for just to get the cheaper price gitu. Jadi maybe there is some opportunity di situ gitu. Jadi stay konsisten aja. The more bisa offer sesuatu yang memang you guys convince ya bisa disukai dan digemari oleh para customers dan lebih satisfying daripada yang cheaper, harusnya sih bisa stick sih bisa lebih senang lah customer-nya, dan by the time mungkin dirimu juga bisa pada akhirnya akan bikin customer-nya pindah hati dari yang cheaper dan dia benar-benar yang quality. Jadi ya stay true aja, ensure juga bisa ngebidik market yang mungkin nggak harus sama marketnya gitu. Jadi you can target another market, you can target another opportunities gitu, mungkin daerah lain atau mungkin kebutuhan di tempat lain dan sebagainya gitu. Dan if you still yakin gitu kalau misalnya memang masih ada kue marketnya yang masih tersedia gitu, masih bisa di capture, ya why not gitu, why not competing dan juga berlomba-lomba gitu. It's good to always have competition karena setelah ada inovasi-inovasi yang bisa terbentuk gitu.
Okay, thank you Kak Gigi for the answer. I hope someone that proposed these questions can accepts the answer so well. So should we move to another questions, Sheila?
Yes, and I believe the next question is actually directly meant to WeCare, so I hope Kak Gigi don't mind answering again. So for WeCare, does choosing to be a social business rather than a traditional business affects your growth planning and fundraising process?
Yep, kalau growth planning sih sebenarnya enggak ya, maksudnya even though people less likely orang-orang lihat. Kalau kita lihat mass market gitu, jarang orang yang benar-benar merhatiin bahwa oh ini social business, ini bukan gitu. As long as you can offer the same service gitu, mana yang claims sebagai service, mana yang enggak, I think customers doesn't really care gitu sih sebenarnya. Gitu. Jadi in terms of growth planning sebenarnya enggak. Gitu. Mungkin secara fundraising iya gitu. Fundraising wise sebenarnya juga bingung-bingung sih gitu, karena di hati kita juga mungkin sebenarnya we don't want to be really like a venture banget gitu, harus bisa mungkin nanti pada akhirnya exit atau mungkin going public dan sebagainya gitu. It's dibilang aspirasi juga mungkin kita juga nggak yakin gitu apakah itu adalah, karena mostly typical investors kayak gitu, apalagi di go to venture capital dan sebagainya, pastinya pengen bisa exit dengan lebih sufficient lah kayak gitu. Cuman we haven't sure actually dengan itu gitu. Jadi mungkin kalau kita mau raise yang kayak bisa Series A, Series B dan sebagainya gitu something there is still some aspect gitu internally maupun juga mungkin externally gitu. Karena kita juga basically merasa mungkin nggak harus tinggi banget juga atau gimana gitu. Jadi affecting in terms of fundraising, nemuin yang cocok juga kan, yang mana yang impact banget itu kan sebenarnya sulit juga, lumayan sulit kan ya, karena ya bukan yang salah juga sebenarnya investornya, cuman mungkin angle-nya atau ngolahnya juga sebenarnya pasti sangat challenging gitu. Bagaimana sih bisnis juga bisa menghasilkan impact, tapi juga secara finansial juga mungkin bisa perform sebaik traditional company gitu. Nah itu mungkin juga belum ada best practice yang bisa consumable lah gitu untuk itu gitu. Jadi mungkin di situnya ya siapa tahu nanti bisa jadi beberapa yang pioneer bisa itu gitu. Jadi financially bagus banget, tapi juga impact-nya juga unquestionable lah kayak gitu.
Alright, thank you, Kak Gigi. So balance between like financial and also impact. So yeah, guys, I'd also like to remind again, if you guys want to have like direct interaction with the speakers here, you can also like raise hand on the Zoom platform, or you can drop in your questions on the chat box. But in parallel, again, we will like refer to the Slido for the most voted questions. I guess we're going to go next for both. If we already have a business, how can we make it a social business, and how to make sure and measure the impact? Castella, would you mind going first?
Sure. Well, to have a social business, you need to have the theory of change, or that social mission, or how through your business you can actually solve a social issue. For example, if I take YCAP, YCAP provides microloans to the mothers to improve their income, and through the improvement of the income, the mothers can then educate their kids, get better nutrition for the family. Dan si tujuannya adalah dengan edukasi itu, then the kids can actually break the generational poverty cycle. So the issue that YCAP wants to tackle adalah si poverty-nya. And how does YCAP do it is through the business or the micro lending. So I guess I don't know what your business is, but if you want to make your business a social business, you need to ask yourself, how does that business solve a social problem? And how to make sure and measure the impact. So for us, we track our borrowers, do an annual surveys to the borrowers to actually track how is their income improved. So we know that we track within the third year, their income actually improved from $2 to $4 a day. And then in the fourth year to $4 to $6. And our aim is the $6 to $8 because that is kind of like titik di mana quote unquote aman gitu ya, or aspiring middle class gitu. So we do have a KPI of where we want to get them at, and we measure it. And it is something that gimana cara measure-nya itu harus tergantung dengan the type of the business. For example, maybe for WeCare is very easy, right? Because you already know the patient, you call the hospitals, you kind of know whether they're getting better or not, or whether it provides sort of like an improvement in terms of service and outcome when they have received something from WeCare on top of their BPJS, for example. So it has to depend on what kind of business you are. But impact measurement, I have to tell you, is kalau social enterprise is rarely fairly new industry. Impact measurement is even kayak masih berkembang gitu. Kalau ada yang mau bikin tesis soal impact measurement, I'm pretty sure you will find it hard in terms of cari referensi, but then it's very exciting to do.
Right.
If he wants to add.
Yeah, sure. If Kak Gigi, do you want to add?
Yeah, as I mentioned before in the slide, social business is a conscious business because actually you can make any traditional business to be more, at least purposely social driven lah, kayak gitu. Jadi kayak tadi mau bisnisnya mie ayam, kayak mau jualan snack, mau apa dan sebagainya, when you can tweak a little bit di situ yang lebih conscious gitu. Misalnya ini aku jadi tadi makan kan, namanya apa nih, poisi gitu kan. Ini kayak bisa nggak sih kayak kemasannya juga nggak plastik misalnya, kayak gitu-gitu. The whole supply chain bisa dilihat mana yang masih misalnya merupakan lingkungan, nggak fair misalnya for the producers atau misalnya untuk petaninya apa dan sebagainya gitu-gitu. You can have more rigorous assessment di situ, and then you can tweak it a little bit sehingga lebih impactful gitu, lebih adil, lebih bersih, lebih sehat dan sebagainya gitu. Itu juga nggak apa-apa gitu. Bisa jadi dan baru tadi kita add yang tadi kayak misalnya measurement-nya gimana gitu ya. And then you need like SROI, theory of change dan sebagainya itu bisa dibuat untuk assessment itu gitu. Cuman untuk idenya gampangnya ya apa aja itu air minum misalnya bisa nggak plastiknya air minumnya nggak pakai plastik misalnya atau apa dan sebagainya gitu itu pun sudah punya impact yang bisa dijustify gitu. Tinggal gimana ngitungnya measurementnya gitu pakai tadi theory of change atau SROI itu sih.
Right, okay, thank you for both speakers as well. And I guess this can be a last question. Just to briefly...
Ashila, can we let the participants who wants to ask directly to our speaker to raise their hand with a Zoom feature so they can interact more interactively with us?
Oh yeah, sure. Anyone here wanting to ask directly to the speakers, either Castella or Kak Gigi, we really recommend you to turn on the raise hand feature now. Anyone wants to ask? Yep, we're going to wait a little bit. And yeah, basically any questions are free to be asked, like either social entrepreneurship or you want to direct mentoring about your business. It's very free, everyone. So don't be shy as well to do so.
Don't hesitate yourself to ask.
True. Okay, I think all of them are quite shy on this event, Adam. So, yeah, I guess we can go on with the session right now.
Okay. Thank you very much for the enthusiasm, everyone. And hopefully what has been given will be inspiring and useful for you. We hope that today's webinar can gain you a lot of knowledge about social entrepreneurship and also a lot of insightful idea about becoming a social entrepreneur in the future. We would like to thank our distinguished speaker and for spending your time sharing with us, helping us all learn about social entrepreneur, and to express our gratitude, we would like to give you a certificate through a handover sessions that will be gladly done by our project leader of IECOM, to Kakansa. Can you help us to show the certificate?
Okay, so this is the certificate of appreciation. Presented to pertama ke Kak Gigi dulu ya. Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. So really appreciate and really honored to kedatangan Kak Gigi pada siang hari yang cerah ini dan every single insight from Kak Gigi will be very valuable for us, I believe, and really fruitful for everybody who attends this pre-event event. So thank you so much, Kak Gigi. Thank you so much, Kak Gigi, for the presence.
Thanks for having us.
Okay. So will there be any photo session for the certification?
Oh yes, there will be a documentation first. So
okay,
the committee, please.
I think I'll just give the cue on this, so for the technician can also be ready for the countdown, and I'll just count now. 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, so I think you can go on Kakansa with Castella.
Okay, and our second speaker ya, Castella Tambunan. Thank you so much, Castella, for telah meluangkan waktu di siang hari ini. Meskipun kakaknya tadi tiba-tiba ada sebuah emergency occurrence dan but still with so much insight and so much insight dan juga sangat banyak sekali actively memberikan informasi kepada kami gitu ya, meskipun in a car gitu ya Kak saat ini. So thank you so much, Castella.
Pleasure to be here.
Yes, it's a pleasure for us, Kak.
Yes, definitely. Okay, so without further ado, I'll guess I count in 3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay, so I guess that's it. Once again, I'd like to thank you, the speakers, and also Kakansa for presenting this. If you guys have any other activities you have to attend to, you can actually leave the meeting. And for everyone here, we're terribly sorry that we can't answer all of your questions. If you do have any more questions for the speakers, you can actually message them personally, as mentioned by Kasala before, and you can actually just reach out to them. So yes, now the time has come to another session right now.
Okay. Before that, Ashila, I would like to asking the speakers, both speakers, if there is any closing statement that they want to convey to the audience. So mungkin Kak Gigi sama Kak Stella ada closing statement yang mau disampaikan.
Yeah, basically just apa namanya? We highlighted my not my quotes actually, but other people's quotes that I also love. Find something that you care about more than yourself. It's something that perhaps you need to look forward, look deeper, look deeper. Soalnya apa sesuatu yang bisa ngedrive internally, sesuatu yang bikin dirimu gemes dan curious dan sebagainya, is what to look for itu, dan jangan takut. You still have a lot of a lot of time lah ya. Mungkin masih muda dan sebagainya. It's okay to like try something new for like 6 months, and then if it fails ya udah gitu. You can go back to what you think more secure gitu. But apa namanya? Be fearless. Be curious about what you think, what you feel right to you, and what you feel curious about.
Okay, thank you Kak Gigi. For Kak Stella, if any closing statements?
Well, thank you so much udah diundang ke sini, and I think I would like to give a huge thank you and congratulations also to all the panitia of IECOM. It's really an honor to see IECOM bisa kayak gini, and it's stand through the test of time for 10 years. So amazing work, guys. Well, closing statement. I don't have a lot of. I think Gigi has said, so guys, you're still young, be fearless. Time is not a currency that can being bought back. You cannot buy back time. So use it well, and use all of the opportunities that actually you can get in front of you. Don't hesitate a lot. Just try it out. If it doesn't work out, like he said, you can always try a different one. To the point of being a social entrepreneur, I think if you really have a calling for it and your heart is in it, and when you're doing something that your heart is in it, nggak kerasa capeknya sih. Probably that is maksudnya kerasa capek satu hari, but you don't really feel putus asanya, mungkin itu ya kali ya. Capek pasti, putus asa enggak, because that's your heart is in it. So I hope you find what your heart is looking for, career wise and all of the other aspects of life wise, and all the best.
Thank you, Kak.
Thank you, Kak Stella.
What a heartwarming ending ya, Dap.
Yes.
The event is also very heartwarming. So yes, we can also welcome both speakers to leave the Zoom room if you have any further activities. And see you, Kak Stella, and also Kak Gigi. Bye.
Thank you, Kak.
Bye-bye. Thank you ya.
Yep, thank you so much, Kak.
Okay, for all participants, now the time has come to our agenda, which is no less exciting than our webinar.
Which is what? The door prize, right?
Yes. Which is what is the door prize. But before we jump right into the game, our event cannot be held without our media's partner supports. There are Event Center, Ultras Radio, Event News, Kompetisi Mahasiswa, Seputar Kampus, Sejuta Cita, and LFM ITB.
We're also here by Event Surabaya, Event Banget, 8EH Radio ITB, Event Apa Aja, High Event, Pasundan Radio, and Pralma Radio. Now, I guess let's just start the game.
Okay.
Yes, I think we can go to the next slide. Okay, so what are we playing, Adam?
Okay, right now we're playing Answer Me. So as we can see, there is a rules that all the participants need to obey. But before that, participant who wants to join the game sessions, please use the link slide.do that has been given in the chat room. So I will read the rules from these games. The first is there are 10 questions that can be answered by the participants. This game is only available for the first 100 participants in this Zoom meeting. And as the moderator announced that the game will begin, participant can go to slide.do and enter the game pin 643074. And the fourth, the participants are only allowed to use their real name as the nickname. And fifth, when the game starts, participants can answer the dispatch questions. And the winner are the person with the 3 highest cumulative scores, yes, as shown on the leaderboard. And the winners may contact the committee with the IECOM underscore Shafika to give their phone number to gain the prizes. And the last one, the prizes will be given via GoPay. The prizes is 75k rupiah for the first winner, the 50k for the second winner, and 25k for the third winner. How exciting that is that, Ashila?
Yes, I guess you can buy practically any food on Gojek as well for the prizes. And just to remind you that this game is only available for 100 first participants, so please be sure to enter the link now because we're going to start really soon, like approximately 2 minutes into starting the game. So just like a random question out here, now, what would you buy with like 75k?
Yes, go food, of course.
Go food ya, okay. Okay, aku bedain dikit. Perhaps I'll use like Grab food, like just to buy like anything. So okay, guys, let's join in, and I guess the tech team can like change into the Slido screen so we can see how much participants is joining. Yes, everyone here, do please join the door prize because just by answering you can get 75k, which is, I would say, very generous for answering questions. And yeah, let's see. Okay, we're only 13 here. We have several people. Please, all 79 participants out here, do join the game because it's very simple. I guarantee it will be very simple, right? Like no complicated questions or whatsoever.
Okay, don't forget to use your real name so we can recognize you.
Yes, because I believe no one here is named Hahaha. So anyone here with the name Hahaha, you can change it into your real nickname, of course. And yes, we're just going to wait probably like 1 to 2 minutes for all of you here to join. Okay, more people are coming in. And yeah, I guess a call out again to Hahaha, you can change your nickname again into your real name. Or if that's your real name, okay? There's several people here. And okay, should we just start now or are we going to wait again now?
Maybe we will wait 1 minute more.
Yeah, sure.
1 more minute to let the participants join.
Right. Can we actually join them?
Can we?
Can we join like committee? So we just want to, yeah, I think all of us can join, like also the committees. You should probably join as well. And right, we see 23 people, of course. That's a lot. The possibilities here are bigger than ever, yeah, everyone. So now we have 23 people. So that's approximately like, the percentage is quite high to win. So just join in, guys.
Yes.
For fun. We see 25 people here. Anyone else want to join?
Should we let 1 more minute again, Ashila, to let people join this game because it's more getting excited than before. 27 participants.
Slowly but surely naik gitu ya, Dem, angkanya.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, deh. Several people here. We're starting right on 15:07, okay? So please, guys, anyone here wanting to join, just directly head on to the link. Okay, 1 more minute.
Okay, don't forget to use your real name, yeah?
Yes. Please use your real nickname. Okay. I guess it's right on cue, right? It's 15:07. We can just directly start with the door prize.
Please, operator, start the side.go game. Okay, the first questions. Here are some of the challenges of being an entrepreneur. Exams.
Yes,
Okay,
do mind the time, guys. It's
let's be
9.
sure about your questions.
Yes, it's 3, 2. Oh wait, it's lagging.
Okay, let me see. Oh,
right. Okay, so most of them, like 43%, actually got it right. So congrats, guys, on making the first question. But we have 10 questions, so just be prepared. We can go to the next one.
Okay, we have a leaderboard.
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations for Aline for the first in the leaderboard in the first questions. Don't worry for the others. There is still 9 questions left. So you can move to other questions, please.
Yes. Here are some skills to overcome those challenges, except, I think the choices are pretty similar, so please don't be fooled, guys.
It's a little bit tricky.
Very tricky. Okay. And then it's very quick, right? The time.
Oh, the most of the participant is are true. You prioritize gaining the profits.
True. Okay.
Let's move to another leaderboard. Okay, Balmon is getting up.
Yeah, Balmon is getting up. So yeah, thank you for paying attention, I guess.
Okay, next.
Right. What is WeCare? WeCare.id. This is the social entrepreneurship and social business Kagige is running. So if you're paying attention, you should be able to answer this
correctly.
Yes, and the answer is
medical crowdfunding
platform. Right, most of it got it right. Can we see the leaderboard?
Oh, Balmon still lead the leaderboard. Okay. Through his work, Gigi Septiando has been recognized as exam. Okay.
Yes, except I believe this is mentioned on the CV, if you guys are paying attention. And do be sure to see that this is an exception, except.
Except. Okay, let me see the answer is Asian leaders, of course. Kagigi is not Asian leaders, yes. It's an entrepreneurship, not a government. Okay, Balmon still lead the leaderboard and Nabila PM is the second. Okay, should move.
Right, where did Stella Tambunan start her career as sales and marketing analyst after graduated? We see, I guess from the presentation, there's a lot of logos, and one of them is actually her job as sales and marketing analyst. And the answer is Nestle. Nice.
Okay.
Most of them actually got it right, though. So everyone is paying attention. Thankfully.
Okay.
Next.
See the leaderboard. Okay, Alan is more ambitious right now.
Wow. Okay, Alan is catching up.
Okay. Should we move to another questions, please? Okay, both social enterprise and NGO are both focused to bring social impact for their stakeholder. True or false?
50% right and 50% wrong. Very interesting. And the answer is yep, it's true.
It's true.
Both social enterprise and NGO are both focused to bring social impact. So it's true, the difference is only on their structure, and we can go to the next.
Okay.
Okay.
Athar is up
It's a different name.
Right now.
Yeah, it's a totally different new name. Congrats, Athar. We hope you can keep it up. Can go to the next question.
Okay, the one who seeks to serve the social needs of a community within a small geographical area and work directly with a member of the committee is called? Well, it's really long questions, but I hope you guys can answer it.
Yes.
Okay, let me see the answer is. Okay, the community socialpreneur. Well, it's a lot participant who answer except the answer out of the community socialpreneur, Ashila. So let me see the leaderboard.
Okay.
Oh, we see that Atar is still on the first position, but I see Nabila is still on the second. Okay.
Yes. Balman is also catching up alongside with Alim. Next, social enterprise sources are limited to donations, subsidies, or grants given to them. True or false?
Okay, the answer is false. And most of the participants is answer it. Okay, we see the leaderboard. Okay, Atar still lead the leaderboard. So you are eager to get a 75K from the committees. Okay. Should we move?
Right. 2 last questions. So question number 9, the type of, okay, it's quite long. So a type of social entrepreneurship which is focused on social rather than material gain, and they prioritize social well-being over traditional business needs is called, the right answer is the non-profit social entrepreneur. So quite long question, but most of them got it right once again. So thankfully, that's okay. Now going to the last question.
Okay, before we move to the last question, maybe I would like to remind that the answer of the questions throughout of this your prizes is available. You can check on the Instagram account of IECOM. So check it out to get a better answer. Okay, Nabila is lead now.
Yes.
Okay.
There's still hope for Atar and Alim. So
and for another for others participants also.
Can go to the last question.
Okay, why CAB Ventures is known for their deeply rooted belief in the power of women entrepreneurship. Is true or false? YCAP.
Yes, YCAP Ventures. I believe there's 2 types, YCAP and YCAP Ventures.
Yes.
So don't mix that up, guys. So the answer is true.
Wow, 100%.
All of them actually got it right. So who's actually the winner now? Can you guess, Adam?
Oh,
okay.
Nabila. Okay, congratulations
Nabila, okay.
for Nabila.
Congratulations, Nabila. I would say she's the dark horse, kan ya? Before, there's no Nabila on the name, but now she's the winner. And also congrats to the second and third winner, Atar and Ray. I guess, Nabila, are you here with us? Can you give like a little testimony on your winning?
Yes. Hello, Nabila. Nabila PM.
Halo, Kak.
Hello. Nabila. How do you feel like being the winner? What would you do with 75K?
I don't know, honestly. Iseng aja ikut.
Oke, masih iseng ya. Nice. Iseng aja bisa menang gitu deh, kayak.
Wow, excited banget ya, 75K on hand.
Yes, directly on Gojek or like Grab, whichever platform you like. So for the winners, as mentioned on the chat box, you should contact the committee. You can find it on the Zoom. It's IECOM_Shafika. You can contact them via Zoom private chat to claim the prize. Because if you don't, I guess it will go to us, right? I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so be sure to contact the following committee to claim your prizes. And yeah, so again, guys, if you want to join like future episodes, be sure again to check our Instagram, because the questions on the slide before, as mentioned before by Adam, is actually part on the information presented in our Instagram. So don't forget to follow IECOM's Instagram and to find out more before actually the session started. And then for those who haven't won, I guess there's another thing right here, Dam, for those who didn't win.
So don't worry, because we have one more prize. Okay.
Wow.
What is it about, Ashila?
Okay, so surprise, guys. We have another door prize. So This one is quite simple again. It's not very challenging as well. And the challenge is actually titled, What Did I Learn from Today? So basically, the challenge is to make an Instagram story about the key takeaways or summary obtained from the webinar in your utmost creative ways. So get the story template from bit.ly/snap IECOM1, and perhaps the committee can drop in the link here. And several rules, of course. Don't use your private account. So be sure to make it public, mention IECOM 2022, and tag 3 of your friends. Also use the hashtag IECOM Series 1 and hashtag Social Entrepreneur. Reminder again, the deadline for this challenge is until 26 September, so it's tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. And the winner will be contacted by the committee via email or Instagram. Last but not least, the door prize will be given via GoPay, 100K. So it's an upgrade, guys, not 75K.
More bigger amount than before the prices.
True, it's bigger, and it's only for one person. So please, please, please make the most creative story you can actually have. And it's very free. You can make it on videos or you can make it on photo format. So be as creative as possible. And yeah, I guess that's it for this challenge. Right.
Okay. Since the time has shown 15/18, we should to take a photograph together, right, Ashila?
Yes. As we have dropped the virtual background on the chat box before, please do turn on our cameras, and we will have a short photo session to commemorate this event, of course.
Yes.
And we're going to wait like approximately 1 to 2 minutes for everyone to turn on their camera, including committees. Feel free to do so. And yeah, it's been quite of a ride, right, Dam? How do you feel like after all the sessions?
Oh, such insightful. It motivates me to become a social entrepreneurship after I graduating, maybe, yeah.
Maybe, I mean.
How about you, Ashila?
Okay, my side, I would say I'm interested into like the social entrepreneur side, but I guess the highlight here is more into like Kak Gigi and Kastala say, don't forget to try every opportunity there is. Like time is endless. Yeah, no, time is actually limited. So actually be more into tackling opportunities there is on this event. I see a lot of races now. Okay, it's quite a lot of people. Right. So we're going to wait. Okay, so we have one more people that haven't contacted the committee. So please contact IECOM_Shafika for your prizes. And the others, we're still going to wait 1 more minute, I believe.
Okay. Maybe they are still prepared themselves to use the virtual background, maybe, Ashila. So we can have 1 more minute.
Yes, 1 more minute to do your touch up, to comb your hair, or to catokan perhaps, if that even makes sense in 1 minute. So yeah, everyone, please give out your best smiles in a while, because we're going to have a short photo session. Okay. So 21, I believe in 15:21 we're going to start. Anyone else wanting to turn on their cameras? If you have any problems downloading the virtual backgrounds, just feel free to turn on your camera without the virtual background. It's totally okay as well.
Yes, it's totally okay.
Okay, and there's a lot of faces. I guess we can start, Redam.
Okay. The commendation team, can you say yes if you will prepare to take a documentation?
Yes, please. Yep, they're ready.
Okay, on your count, Ashila, please.
Okay, so documentation team, please be ready, and I'm going to count for the first slide in 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Okay, sorry for the buffer. It's just to make sure everyone is still smiling. For the second slide, okay, in 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, so I believe we have everyone here. Right, Dam. So I guess that's it. Anything else, Dam?
Okay, thank you for opening your camera and take a photo session with us. we would like to say that it's all, guys. So this has been a wonderful webinar, and with this, the IECOM series episode 1 is officially coming to close soon. Even so, we are really excited to announce you that we will have our IECOM series episode 2 really soon. Please be stay tuned in IECOM social media, Instagram, or LinkedIn. We surely believe there are always things we can improve on. So we're asking all participants to fill our feedback form that is shared through the chats and on the screens. Okay. Please take a quick minute to tell us what you think about today's webinar, what was great, and of course, what could be better. Before closing it all officially, I would like to thank and appreciate all of the participants that's still joining this far, because it will be tiresome today. And we would like to thank again for our media partner for supporting us. There are Event Center, Eltas Radio, Event News, Kompetisi Mahasiswa, Seputar Kampus, Sejuta Cita, dan LFM ITB.
We also have Event Surabaya, Event Banget, 8EH Radio ITB, Event Apa Aja, Hi Event, Pasundan Radio, and last but not least, Pro Alma Radio. So thank you guys. Be sure to access the bit.ly/feedback IECOM1, or you can directly access the link for us to improve on further sessions. On behalf of IECOM, I'm Ashila.
And I am Adam. As the master ceremony for today's webinar session, declare that today's event has officially ended. I hope you all have a good time and see you in the next event.
Right, see you all on the episode 2 for the IECOM, and have a great weekend, guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. All the participants may leave the Zoom right now.
Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you, baby. Nothing on you, baby. They might say hi, and I might say hey, but you shouldn't worry about what they say, 'cause they got nothing on you, baby. Yeah. Nothing on you. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. I know you.
Recording stopped.
Regardless of the things in my past that I've done, most of it really was for the hell of the fun. On a carousel, so around I spun. With no direction, just trying to get some. Trying to chase skirts, living in the summer sun. And so I lost more than I had ever won. And honestly, I ended up with none. There's so much nonsense that's on my conscience. I'm thinking maybe I should get it out. And I don't want to sound redundant, but I was wondering if there was something that you want to know. But never mind that, we should let it go. 'Cause we don't want to be a TV episode. And all the bad thoughts, just let them go. Go, 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 go. Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. They got nothing on you. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. Nothing on you. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. They might say hi, and I might say hey, but you shouldn't worry about what they say, 'cause they got nothing on you. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. Nothing on you. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. Hands down, there will never be another one. I've been around and I never seen another one. Because your style ain't really got nothing on. And you out when you ain't got nothing on. Baby, you the whole package. Plus you pay your taxes. And you keep it real while the mothers stay plastic. You're my Wonder Woman, call me Mr. Fantastic. Stop. Now think about it. I've been to London, I've been to Paris, even way out there in Tokyo. Back home down in Georgia, to New Orleans, but you always did the show. And just like that, girl, you got me froze.